Potential is constantly changing during the evolutionary process as a consequence of actual events. Whenever new structures and functions arise, they create opportunities for new interactions to take place. This, in turn, can lead to the emergence of new functional units, structures and functions that would not be possible if the stage had not been set by prior actual events. Actual events can instantaneously and acausally affect what is next possible, which in turn influences what can next become actual, and so on. EEP is constantly changing throughout the history of each lineage of organisms, and extraordinary new opportunities for natural innovations become possible as a consequence of previous innovations. As is readily confirmed by exploring the various levels of organization in living cells, organisms, and ecosystems, most evolutionary innovations arise from opportunities for new levels of interaction that were made possible by previous innovations. A common definition of evolution is the gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. If increased complexity arises solely by means of natural forces, then what is the source of the organizing power of the evolutionary process? According to Darwin's brilliant insight, which has been echoed by proponents of the modern synthesis and neo-Darwinism, selection is a natural process which represents a necessary and sufficient explanation for the source of that organizing power. In the struggle for existence, useful variations, which occur naturally, will gradually accumulate in the population because those individuals who inherit useful variations are more likely to survive and produce offspring in greater numbers than those who inherit less useful ones. Since the struggle for existence takes place in the real world, useful variations will tend to match the tribulations of survival at particular points in time and in particular locations. When these variations accumulate, they represent adaptations that alter the shape and form of individuals so that they are well equipped to survive in particular niches. The wings of birds, bats, or insects, for example, represent adaptations that have gradually arisen by this process, a claim that is thoroughly supported by numerous lines of evidence, including fossil records. This is the explanation for classical and neo-Darwinian views of natural selection. The organizing power arises from selection and accumulation of useful variants, preserved by heredity. Based on this chapter, we can see that EEP adds to this explanation because new qualities emerge when two or more entities interact, and these new qualities create new opportunities or potential for new layers of organization to subsequently arise. Emergence and gradual accumulation of infinitesimal changes are complementary aspects of the natural world, and in the deep history of life, they combine in ways that have extraordinary organizing power, power that can actually increase as a consequence of the evolutionary process per se. Biological emergence is a fundamental characteristic of virtually every aspect of the living world, ranging from the simplest binding interactions between cellular molecules to the organization of entire ecosystems. Concrete examples of the various levels of biological emergence go a long way towards explaining the sheer organizing power of the living realm. Literally thousands of empirical discoveries, both in the field and in biological laboratories, provide a rich explanation for the origins of biological organization that far exceed the vision of pioneers like Charles Darwin.